Hey, it's Ethan here at eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Hollywood Rack's Destination Hitch Bike Rack and how it fits on our 2021 Chrysler Pacifica. The Destination is a two-bike platform style bike rack capable of supporting up to 35 pounds per bike, going to make primary contact on our bike with these frame cradles here that go along the center mast. So if you do want to transport your carbon frame bikes, we wouldn't recommend this rack just because it does make that frame contact. It could potentially damage your frame while you're driving. But one thing about this rack is that it does not have the ability to tilt away with the bike loaded up, so the first thing we're going to have to do is to get our bike removed. We'll do that starting with these straps. Go to the back one first. Just press that gray release to pull them out. The straps do have this rubberized molding on them to protect your tire, which is a nice little feature. We'll pull that front strap out, and then we'll hold on to the frame of our bike while we release this center cradle. Like that, and now we can get our bike up and off. With our bike removed, we can take a closer look at some of these cradles. As you can see, this front cradle here the shape of the actual rack does bow down a little bit, so these accommodate a wheelbase of up to 48 inches, and the cradles support a tire width of up to 3 inches. I'm not going to put that strap back in the way just because when I fold the center mast down using this hand-threaded knob to release this plate, I can actually use that strap if I want to secure the center mast down. Cradles do have the tendency to get in the way just a little bit, but once we do, we can feed this strap right back through where it supported our bike earlier to keep the center mast in place. From here, we can get some measurements to give you an idea of what it's like to live with the rack on your vehicle. So first we'll start with that distance added from the back. In our case, from the bumper to the furthest point back, about 23.5 inches. So it's really compact and all very close. As I talked about, the shape does curve down. So our ground clearance is actually going to be towards the side of our rack here, coming in at 13.25 inches. So not the highest clearance, especially with the low sitting Pacifica. So still 13 inches is a decent amount to work with, but that's something you might want to consider as far as can I clear curbs and going up hills, or whatever have you. The bike rack does have the ability to be tilted or folded up towards our car. If we just unthread this hand knob down here on the side, we can fold it up and then find where that threads again, tighten it back in place. And from here, we can get a couple more measurements to see what it's like to live with it now. To give you an idea of how close it sits to the back now. So from the bumper to the closest point, you still have about 5 inches, or probably closer to 4 if you count this cradle, but it has the ability to move away. So 5 to the closest point that's fixed. And then the distance added on now is 11 inches. So really sits very closely, and as you can see, it's very compact. So our license plate is fully visible, backup camera, and it doesn't come anywhere near our taillights or our rear window. The rack has an 1.25 inch shank that has this 2-inch sleeve that allows it to fit into our 2-inch receiver. It's held in place by this anti-rattle bolt and a lock on the other end, so you will need a 3/4 socket wrench to get that in. But it also works with your 1.25 inch hitches, so if you have a couple of vehicles, it's also going to work with those hitches as well. Overall, the Hollywood Rack's Destination is a really solid entry-level way to get those bikes up to 35 pounds where you need them to go. There is also a 4-bike version, so if you have a family and you need to get a couple more bikes out there, you can get the same rack and accommodate 4 bikes. This was just a look at the Hollywood Rack's Destination and how it fits on our 2021 Chrysler Pacifica.